What happens when a single smartphone recording becomes the catalyst for corporate destruction? When 15 seconds of stadium footage transforms into a digital avalanche that buries careers, marriages, and million-dollar companies? The answer lies in one fateful evening at Gillette Stadium, where a Coldplay concert became ground zero for Silicon Valley's most spectacular public meltdown. The catastrophe didn't conclude when the stadium lights dimmed. As dawn broke the following day, Andy discovered a devastating new reality awaiting him. His professional networking profile had vanished overnight. Corporate access credentials were terminated, and a schedule previously packed with crucial investor meetings set completely empty. What had started as an evening of live music had metamorphosed into an executive catastrophe. Sources familiar with the situation reveal that the televised moment wasn't the final straw. It was the aftermath that sealed his fate. According to numerous witnesses, the disgraced former executive initiated direct contact with the woman behind the camera, pleading for content removal through multiple attempts that witnesses described as increasingly frantic rather than professionally composed. Industry insiders characterized his approach as resembling an online breakdown of epic proportions. To comprehend how circumstances spiraled so dramatically, we must examine the genesis of this corporate disaster. 15 Grady seconds broadcast across stadium screens, an impromptu observation from the lead vocalist, and thousands of spectators erupting in laughter while social media users began documenting everything. The evening commenced like countless others, with music enthusiasts filling the venue for an uplifting night of entertainment. However, when the romantic spotlight highlighted two individuals positioned suspiciously close together, the entire atmosphere transformed. The man captured was Andy Byron, accompanied by Kristen Kitt. When their images appeared on the massive display, Kristen averted her gaze while Andy remained motionless until Chris Martin delivered his memorable commentary. Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy. Among the crowd, 28-year-old Grace Springer documented the entire sequence on her mobile device. Unaware of their identities, but sensing something noteworthy about the interaction, she uploaded the footage to TikTok with an amusing caption before retiring for the evening, completely oblivious that she had just ignited a digital explosion. When Grace awakened, her device was overwhelmed with notifications. The video had accumulated 20 million views during the night, eventually reaching 53 million within 7 days, establishing itself as perhaps the most widely shared kiss cam incident in digital history. Grace had inadvertently become the unlikely whistleblower behind Silicon Valley's messiest corporate scandal. The fractures became immediately apparent. Online investigators mobilized instantly, identifying Andy Byron and Kristen Kitt within hours. Their discoveries transformed amusing footage into a devastating inferno when research revealed both individuals were married. Andy to a wife with 2 teenage children, Kristen having recently purchased property with her spouse. Internet sleuths began connecting patterns between her human resources position, his chief executive role, and archived conference footage showing them interacting with suspicious familiarity for supposed colleagues. Their awkward reaction on the big screen elevated gossip into genuine scandal with tangible consequences. Sources indicate Andy anticipated the approaching storm, explaining his aggressive response towards Grace. Reports suggest his communications weren't limited to single messages, but escalated into a spiral of increasingly desperate contact. Multiple accounts describe his tone shifting between fury, desperation, and borderline intimidation, while he accused her of privacy violations, reputation destruction, and life ruination while demanding immediate video removal. Grace maintained her composure, calmly reminding him that public events carry no expectation of privacy and that her documentation was entirely legal. Her refusal to capitulate reportedly pushed him beyond rational limits, escalating beyond private messages to formal legal threats. Legal professionals claim Andy's representatives issued official cease and desist documentation, threatening litigation for alleged defamation and privacy invasion. However, legal experts unanimously agreed he lacked any viable case since the footage was captured in public view, showing exactly what stadium attendees had witnessed firsthand. The situation exploded when Grace shared a blurred screenshot via Instagram story with the caption, "There's a way we can make this go away." Speculation erupted regarding potential financial offers to suppress the content. While she never disclosed specifics, the timing aligned perfectly with reported communications following the legal threats. Rumors circulated about six-figure settlement offers, career advancement opportunities, or comprehensive public relations packages, though nothing was ever confirmed. Andy's camp remained silent, while sources close to Grace described relentless behind-the-scenes pressure.
As Andy's reputation crumbled, Grace's profile soared. She transformed overnight from anonymous concert attendee to internet sensation, with fan accounts emerging and social media remixes celebrating her measured responses to corporate intimidation. Media analysts confirmed her TikTok became the month's most viewed non-celebrity upload, attracting podcast invitations, brand partnerships, and documentary series proposals. The personal devastation extended beyond Andy's professional collapse. Sources indicate his wife didn't merely unfollow him on social media. She systematically erased all traces of their relationship within days, reportedly reverting to her maiden name and maintaining complete online silence that spoke volumes about their marriage's status. Their teenage children became collateral damage, with classmates reportedly creating memes and remixes featuring their father by Monday morning. Kristen Kitt faced similar consequences when her husband allegedly discovered her presence at the concert through the viral video, having believed she was attending a work function. Kristen was immediately placed on administrative leave while Astronomer initiated internal investigations. Reports suggest she's currently negotiating a quiet departure while allegedly using private communications with Andy as leverage in exit negotiations. Internal company communications, leaked anonymously, revealed employees were already mocking the situation before official statements could be issued. The irony wasn't lost that the head of human resources, responsible for enforcing ethical standards, was allegedly violating them with the chief executive. Board members claimed blindness to the relationship despite insider reports that concerns had been raised months earlier about inappropriate closeness between senior leadership. These warnings were allegedly buried rather than addressed, representing a systemic failure of corporate governance. The scandal's impact expanded beyond personal relationships to global implications when Andy's legal team allegedly targeted not only Grace, but also concert organizers and Coldplay's management, demanding content suppression. The band refused public cooperation, though observers noted the Kiss Cam segment disappeared from subsequent performances. Chris Martin later allegedly told crowds to keep the love in the air, the kind that's legal, generating massive applause and online praise for the subtle commentary. Meanwhile, memes proliferated across platforms, with creative edits placing Andy in various pop culture scenarios, all of which he reportedly monitored with growing frustration. Multiple public relations firms allegedly refused representation, with recruiters admitting his name had become synonymous with poor judgment rather than business acumen. Industry sources suggest he attempted launching new ventures under assumed identities, but his digital footprint proved inescapable. The investigation into Astronomer revealed systemic problems beyond the affair, with former employees alleging the board routinely ignored ethical violations. The company's tools ironically tracked public sentiment while missing their own impending downfall entirely. Grace continues thriving, with platform opportunities, brand partnerships, and media projects having never monetized the original post. Her success represents authentic accountability in an era of manufactured influence, proving sometimes being in the right place at the wrong time with courage to document truth creates lasting impact. Today, Andy remains digitally invisible. Kristen negotiates her exit, and Astronomer continues unraveling. The Kiss Cam segment may be permanently retired, but the cultural legacy endures as proof that internet memory is permanent and corporate facades can crumble instantly. This story serves as a stark reminder that in our hyper-connected world, a single moment of poor judgment can trigger consequences that ripple through every aspect of life. When you think the internet might forget your mistakes, remember Andy Byron and ask yourself, are you prepared to become tomorrow's cautionary tale?